10 years ago, all it took was one man and one car to get the job done. Now, the Foundation for Law and Government has assembled 5 highly skilled operatives and paired them with the most advanced state-of-the-art vehicles to take on a new breed of outlaw. They are Team Knight Rider.
Tracy calling Hemlock Holmes.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Elroy, you're a genius. A regular chip off the old block.
It's morphin' time.
Kid, call the police and have them pick her up.
Right away, Michael.
Giant robot, put your laser ray on that tower.
I think Uncle Gadget may be in trouble.
Go, Gadget, copter!
Bones, you and Sulu to the transporter room. The rest of you with me. We have a job to do.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Night, brought to you by the GCRN. I am one of your hosts, Steve Joe Mike. Joining me is Dion the Music Man. Hello.
We've made it to the god-awful 97 series. Do you realize I don't want to cover this?
But Viper was good!
No, that's not what I was referring to.
I know.
But it was good, yes. Viper kicked major ass.
Yes. All right, so a couple of things before we, because pretty much everybody knows, and everyone's probably going to sympathize with us on this. Everybody already knows what we're going to be covering. Got to get a few administrative things out of the way first. As I mentioned at the beginning of episode 34, Beyond the Night has now moved to Mondays. Something else has happened at the GCRN where we've come up with a very different schedule where the review podcasts, stuff like Beyond the Night, which we're reviewing older stuff like the Mass Mayhem podcast, which is our review show on Mass, stuff like the Tales of Eternia, which is us reviewing He-Man cartoons. All those types of review shows are now going to be on a bi-weekly basis. So as of right now, as of episode 35, Beyond the Night will be going every other week on Mondays, and on the opposite weeks, supposedly coming up, we will have the return of Masked Mayhem. So I just want to let everybody know about that. We actually only, if you think about it, we only have 20 episodes of Beyond the Night left. It's crazy.
That is nuts. I mean, where has the time flown after a year?
Yeah, I know.
You know? Because we started this a year ago.
Was it a year ago? No, it was longer than that.
No?
Yes, it was.
Was it more than a year ago?
I think it was. Let me look. Episode 0. Yeah, no, it was episode 1 was 2013. The episode 0 introduction. Oh, no, actually, no, episode 1 was not. I'm sorry, hold on.
That was 2012.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Show old episodes. Okay. Episode 1 was 9/26/2012. So. Right. It has been a year.
It has been a year, because we did the intro, and that was just kind of a short, how are you, what's going on, and then we go from...
9/26 last year to 9/20. In episode 34, I mentioned it's been a year.
Right.
I can't even remember last week, let alone. I just had a lot going on in my real, quote-unquote, real, un-internet life, and all right, so we are here to talk about the dreaded, the awful, the so cliched, it is so horrid, Team Knight Rider. Now, we're going to spend part of this intro discussing our original thoughts when we first heard about this, when we first saw it. I watched it because I originally bought this a couple of years ago before we even. I think I bought this on iTunes. I bought the 22 episode series on iTunes before I even had the idea of doing the podcast.
Right.
So I had already had all these episodes on iTunes because Team Knight Rider. The logo for it is friggin' cool. The rest of the show, we'll have to wait and see. But I remember when I was 17 when this came out, and I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be good." And then I saw Fallen Nation, and we'll get to the Fallen Nation thoughts later. But that's
the first one, though.
Yes, I know. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
we'll get to it after we do this. So. I don't know. The
logo was cool, and I actually like the fact that they had the movie guy in there, Don Fontaine, the late Don Fontaine.
Oh yeah,
they had him in there.
Don LaFontaine as the announcer.
As the announcer, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was very cool. The logo, the intro, and the music in general, honestly. And I will say this throughout probably the entire, because this runs, I think, episode 35 through 43. I think I'd have to look at the schedule again, but for the podcast. But yeah, no, the intro is cool. The logo is cool.
Music was awesome.
The music was great. It really, really was. Even though the show itself isn't that great, the music still was damn interesting. Some very interesting connections come up with this. The guy, and I know people are going to scream at their iPods or other MP3 devices when they hear this. I know his first name is Kerrigan. I think it's Kerrigan Man. I'm going to have to look it up. The guy that voices Goldar on Power Rangers is the voice of the Attack Beast.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Wow!
I will pull it up right now so people aren't screaming, "Oh my God, you got his name wrong, you ass!" Let me see here. So, what were your initial thoughts?
I liked the logo. I did like the music. I was hoping that maybe Don Peake or Don Peake or Stu Phillips would have come in and maybe done something with it. But I think Don Peake would have been more inclined for the job, since it kind of was a sci-fi type show. Yes, they did have synthesizers and things like that for the music, and that was cool. The show, we'll get to that, throughout the podcasts, throughout the episodes, because there are just a lot of things that I didn't really care for in TKR. I just did not care for it, and this part of that will also be brought up when we discuss Knight Rider 2008. Even though I did watch it a second time, and I gave it a chance. I did give it a chance, but like I said, for this part of it, I think in some respects they started getting away from Flag.
Well, they kind of do. I mean, we'll get into it. As far as Kerrigan, it's Kerrigan Mahan. He was Goldar. He's done a number of other anime roles. For live action roles, he is the voice of Beast in Team Knight Rider.
Wow.
He was on T.J. Hooker. He was the mutant dog on VR Troopers, the voice of the mutant dog on VR Troopers. So, yeah, I thought that was, because I was like...
Did you say he was in the Incredible Hulk?
Yep.
What was he?
He was a character named Richie Forrest.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I found that extremely hilarious.
Wow, character fan did that.
Power Rangers Knight Rider reference. Alright, so today we're going to be going beyond the night and reviewing the first 3 episodes of Team Knight Rider. Hit the turbos, Kit. Oh, wait, they completely ignore you in this series.
How bad for you? Angry.
Yes, I know. Okay, the other thing that is going to bring Dion into a bunch of rage here is something that I noticed. I didn't notice it until we get to the 3rd episode of the review today, but Glenn A. Larson is an executive producer on this series. Now,
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
It says it in the credits?
It says it. I swear to God, it said it in the credits.
Oh
Glenn
my
A.
God!
Executive producer. Now
Wow.
wait, hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
okay.
I know for a fact that the term executive producer means a lot of things.
Yes, it does.
It's a job that people do, and it's very varied, and it's varying degrees of work. But you would think that the creator of the overall premise would get a creator credit instead of an executive producer credit.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because Glenn brought Knight Rider to NBC in the 80s. And then, we didn't hear about Knight Rider for several years.
Yep.
Almost 9 years.
Yep.
9 to 10 or 11 years, whatever you want to call it. And then you have Team Knight Rider. I did not know Glenn's name was even in the credits.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll screen cap it and put it in the post so people can see, because it's true. All right, so we're going to get to the episodes in a moment.
Your selection, Michael Knight, requires a higher security clearance level.
So first up today is Fallen Nation. This was the premiere pilot episode of the series, and the plots goes like this. 5 super intelligent vehicles are driven by 5 highly trained operatives who take over when conventional law enforcement agencies fail. In the opener, Jenny, played by Christine Steele, tests her loyalty to a former Marine commander embroiled in an anti-government plot. This plot was...
Why do I sense 2 plots in one?
Yeah, kinda. They kinda what I would have loved for this pilot episode to have been is how the team came together, or how Flag was, or because they actually call it the Foundation here. How the Foundation was, how they came back. How did all this happen after Michael Knight and the Knight Rider, and the Knight 2000 and all that, and Kid. And yeah, I would have enjoyed that better. This is just a Villain of the Week episode. That's all it is. And the stupidest thing in this, and I have to bring it up here in the plot because it makes most sense. The stupidest thing in this is the maid puts a drape over the chair that says Fallen Nation. It then goes to a break because they want to be suspenseful. It goes to a break, or it goes to the opening of the show. After the opening of the show, it comes back, and it says right there, because they have the opening credits roll on the bottom. In the opening credits, it says the title again. I'm thinking, why are you going to put a cloth? Why are you going to put either a cloth over that chair with the thing Fallen Nation? I get that for the plot, but why are you then going to put it again as the actual credit line at the bottom? That was a little strange.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. The plot itself, it's your average Villain of the Week episode. I hate to say it. I mean, there are certain things that I like about it, and there are certain things that, other than me consistently saying, oh, it's Villain of the Week, honestly, my scanner's on stuff, because it's about the characters and all that, is actually more than my scanner's off stuff. So, what were your initial thoughts on the plot for Fallen Nation?
The plot on this one, I think, it's 2 plots in one. Like you said, it's Villain of the Week. What I would have liked to have seen, like you said, is how the team came together, but also, what were their backgrounds?
Yeah, what were their backgrounds? Because they actually hint at Jenny's background, because the whole episode, she keeps wanting to use the computer to search for something, and at the end of the episode, we get she's searching for Michael Knight, and her security clearance, even though it's supposedly the highest, still needs a higher security clearance. So I did kind of like that they threw that in, but it kind of makes it weird, because why would she be searching for him?
I'd also like to know, okay, we knew that in Knight Rider 2000, Devin was killed. We know that. So, Michael goes back to retirement. Okay, what happened to Kit himself?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we saw him in the Night 4000. Okay, that's good, whatever. what happened to Kit? What happened to did Car finally get dismantled? Or
car blew up.
Well, right, but I mean.
Oh, you mean the car itself?
The car itself, not KARR, but did the train? Did car? CAR? Did it get dismantled finally, so that Wilton could rest in peace? Because they don't talk about Wilton Knight at all.
No. They talk about Michael in the series
right.
at a couple of points, but they don't ever mention Wilton or Devin.
No, and they don't mention a lot of the they don't mention Bonnie or C or April in any of the episodes. In some respects, I'm glad it's not a repeat of what we've seen before, which, I mean, in Night of the Phoenix, obviously we're introduced to Michael Knight. Yeah. This time we're not seeing that, but I think, in my opinion, I think a Villain of the Week is too early.
Oh.
Way too early.
Yeah. Yeah.
That should not have happened.
Sure, these characters all have various backgrounds, and we see that in these first 3 episodes. We kind of see that, but it's like, I wish that even if it was just a voiceover, these 3 ladies had a life of crime, and then I came into their lives and I saved them, and they are now my angels. Something to.
Hello, Charlie's Angels freak.
Yes. something to liken us to the background or inform us on the background of these 5 people, other than they're just highly trained and they're taking over the 5 super intelligent vehicles. I mean, that.
I don't like the way the vehicles are set up.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I don't like.
Why?
Well, think about it. Kit had what? A voice modulator. Yes. Yeah. Yes. The vehicles in this one have a voice modulator. Why the hell does it need to be shaped in the vehicle that they're driving?
Shaped?
Think about it.
Oh.
When they speak.
Yeah.
The voice modulator lights up, yes, but it's in like the shape of the vehicle that they're driving in. So you see this computerized screen with the vehicle that they're in, that the human is in.
Yeah.
And it talks, and it's like, okay, we know that. Why didn't you just stick with not necessarily a Kit lookalike, but something similar?
Well, the other thing is they also do this not only in the vehicles, but they also do it on screen, because the vehicles interact with each other.
Right.
And Plato and Cat might come up together, or Jenny and Beast, or not Jenny and Beast. Jenny's the girl.
Right.
Domino and Beast, or Dante and Beast. I don't mind it on the actual visual screens that people look at, but in the cars it's all right. It's
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, okay, why did you do that?
Something different, I guess. So let's turn the scanners on after this.
Beast, what's our ETA?
We'll get there when we get there. How are you doing, Jenny? Are you comfortable?
I'm fine, thank you, Beast.
Now, you just let me know what I can do to make your ride more enjoyable. If you're chilly, I'd be happy to turn up the heat.
I can't even get him to turn on the radio.
Maybe if you talk to him like a friend instead of a car.
It is a car.
It is a truck.
So turning the scanners on, as I said, the background music is absolutely amazing. I already mentioned that Beast is voiced by the same guy that does Goldar. I really do love the interactions between the vehicles. I thought that was hilarious. In their own unique individual ways, Jenny and Erica are hot.
Yes, they are.
And I love... one of the reasons why I love Plato the most, the bike, one of the bikes, the male bike.
Right.
He constantly references movies and TV shows. There's a banana in my tailpipe. And my final note for Scanners On was that, that ending was very mysterious, because I know it progresses throughout that she continues to look for Michael Knight. Jenny continues to look for Michael Knight, but it's never really explained why she wants to find him. So, I don't know. What'd you like about this one? Anything?
Music is awesome. The scenes where the music is noted is great. It is suspenseful. So they did do a very good job in the suspenseful department. The visual effects were actually pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
I liked that, and I liked the fact that there were a lot more stunts.
Yeah, there was a ton.
Of stunts in this, and I did like that. I do wish though that in this first episode, Jenny would have explained why she was looking for Michael Knight. It's almost like Michael Knight is this mystery, and nobody can be content with the fact that, okay, yes, he worked for Flag, leave it at that. Why are you looking for him? What possible information do you plan to gain?
Yeah, that's true.
It's very, very odd. I think Beast has a funny sense of humor.
Beast has a dirty sense of humor.
That's what makes him Beast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what makes Beast Beast. And Duke is Duke is awesome. Duke is kind of the upscaled RC3, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much.
In my opinion, he's the upscaled RC3. All the guys are good. Jenny, Erica, Beast.
What kind of a name is Trek? Really?
There's Star Trek, but it almost makes me wonder.
But for a child, what kind of name is Trek? Okay, sure, they name the character Trek to reference Star Trek, but just
that's what I wonder if they did. Is they saw Star Trek? What if we just Trek? Okay, there.
And the other thing, and this comes up later in the episode today that I'll bring it up, but I'll bring it up here too. Trek sound. I know it's not, but he sounds and almost looks like a very young Christian Slater.
There is one thing I miss in this show that I wish they had kept, and that's the scanner light.
Yeah.
On the vehicles.
Yeah.
It's from Battlestar Galactica, because it was called a Cylon. Glenn liked it, so he brought it over to Knight Rider. And I kind of wish that they had kept that look. Or, they didn't. I don't know why they didn't, but I wish they had it, because that would have probably, for the car, that you hear that sound or see that light, oh, it's Knight Rider, hey. It's Team Knight Rider, but...
Yeah, but they also wanted to distance themselves from the old stuff. That's why a lot of it is so new and so different.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer it that way. I don't, sure, the scanner noise is awesome as always, but I don't think we necessarily need it here, because these are different characters, different vehicles, and honestly, their voices, are more so the moniker than other stuff.
Right.
So, alright, well, we are gonna go to Scanners Off after this.
Besides, just be tripping over all the other law enforcement agencies who are doing the same thing.
I've got an idea. How about checking alternate spellings under the FBI's Domestic Radicals Index?
I've checked everybody. Interpol, CIA, FBI, IRS.
What about the NFL?
Don't be cute. I'm telling you, I've got no record of them anywhere.
That's because he's got a really small memory. I can store a lot more information than he can.
Do you have anything on them?
No. But if I did, I'd have more than him.
This whole TKR program went to hell the day they started making female cars.
Trek, how you coming?
Alright, let's turn the scanners off. Seriously, how does the general not hear uggs and ums and screams, plus someone landing in the damn pool? Are those windows triple soundproof paned or something? Because, holy crap. And I know at the end of the episode it's revealed that he's in on it and all that, but still...
how do you not sense that?
How do you not sense it? How do you not hear it? I don't know. That was really the only thing I wrote down because...
That was the only note I had.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Well, because there wasn't really a lot to analyze here, because again, as we've said 3 or 4 or 5 times between the two of us, it's a Villain of the Week episode.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could say stuff about, Jenny's character kind of advanced a little bit as far as her beliefs and her trust in people and all that, but still, it's just not...
It's not convincing.
No, it's not convincing enough at all. So,
and again, I was going to say again, why are you looking for Michael Knight? What has got your fascination with Michael Knight? What was the point of that? I know I brought it up before, but why are you looking for somebody who was a past operative? What knowledge do you plan to gain when it was the original pilot was one man and one car? It was Kit and Michael. That was how they bonded. And then you have 5 different operatives. What do you plan to seek? I mean, is there some secret that you think that he's hiding? Was he a love interest?
Is he her father?
Yeah, I mean, something. Something. Something to that effect. It just really was never explained.
Nope, not at all. Alright, well, we are going to move on to the second episode of the series after this.
They're leaving the main road, heading for a small village. I'm closing in on them.
No, Jenny, just keep them cornered. We're right behind you.
Kyle, I've already taken out 2 vehicles. Only 2 left.
Then it'll be that much easier when we get there.
Excuse me. I'm all for a free and easy exchange of ideas. But they're getting away.
They're running scared, Kyle. Let me wrap this up. I can do it.
Okay. But keep the line open.
Up next is the magnificent TKR. Really? Seriously? A Magnificent 7 reference? Ugh,
Rip off.
Yeah. Jenny, Christine Steele, leads the team south of the border to catch an outlaw who's stolen a device that could threaten national security. Dun dun dun. Your standard Western Villain of the Week. Your standard Western ripoff type TV episode.
Yeehaw, boys! Get me a beer and some barbecue. Just saying.
Do you like ribs with that? Maybe some chitlins and collard greens or something.
Collard greens, yes. Chitlins, no. Cannot stand the smell of chitlins. Okay.
All right. So Magnificent TKR. I was bored out of my mind.
I watched it, but I'm like, I
was bored out of my mind with this. The plot essentially goes nowhere. This douchebag comes in, national security, you can't know anything. They're the foundation for law and government, damn it. They should know everything higher than the I don't know, it's
you ever notice that the FBI and the police seem to know more than the Foundation? And it doesn't matter if it was the original show or this one, but those two organizations, the FBI and the police force, seem to know more than Flag did, but yet Flag had one up on them every time. Like, did you know this? Well, how did you know that? That was top security. Well, no, it wasn't, because if it were, you'd know it before we did.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. It's just crazy. I did like the whole thing with Duke and him talking to the kids and telling a story about Beast. I did like that.
I liked that. That was neat.
I thought that was cool. Again, I really dig the cars and their interactions with each other and their interactions with being newer, high-tech vehicles and all that. I did enjoy that. But as far as the plot goes, it went absolutely nowhere. No. It was wrapped up too quickly. I mean, I know it's only, without commercials, it's only a 43-minute show, but still, it just was bad.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts on the plot?
No.
All right, we're going to get to the scanners after this.
I'm right on top of them. We just crossed the Mexican border a few miles back.
Hope you brought your passport.
Nope. Smashed right through the barrier. It'll be in my expense report.
women drivers.
So once again, like we did several times in the earlier 80s series, we're going to combine the two scanner clips into one clip. Scanners on. I do love the chase beginning scene. I thought that was cool. I also like Domino's hate of desert towns. Nice little nod to the original series.
Yes.
Yeehaw, ride 'em cowboy. Oh, God. I did enjoy the teamwork of Duke and the old man, where the old man helps him by punching the guy out, and then later Duke doesn't reveal. Duke takes the blame for it instead of ratting out the old man.
Right.
I did enjoy that.
Right.
Like I said a second ago, I enjoyed the story that Duke told the kids and how he was able to calm the kids and everything else. Other than that, not much. What about you for Scanners On?
Same thing, really. I did like the Duke's interaction with the kids, and Beast, I do believe, was there. That was pretty awesome. A nod to the original series about the desert towns.
Yep.
That was pretty that was pretty funny. Way to go on that. But other than that, those are the positive highlights I have for that one. But
yep. All right. Turning the scanners off. Oh boy. Strange adventure of the week and very typical plot. What the hell is the point of the villain plot?
It's another
Really?
villain of the week episode.
Yeah, I know. Really? A Mission Impossible reference? Really, Duke? Come on now. Okay, I know he was trying to get the kid to be a junior member. And that's the other thing you gotta remember about the 90s. Most 90s television like this. Oh, you can be a junior member of Team Knight Rider. Did he really have to throw in your mission should you choose to accept it? Really?
Yeah,
Seriously?
I didn't.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh God! And the villain is like there's nothing to like about him, and there's nothing to really hate about him either. Sure, he was gonna, if Duke hadn't revealed himself as the guy that punched out the other guard, he was gonna shoot that girl. But it's like, I don't know. I expect better even from '90s villains than this guy. Anything else from you?
No, except I think that better directing could have come in this episode. Just
so much.
Too many loopholes in this episode for me.
Yep, way too many. All right, we are going to move on to the final episode of the day after this.
This is really going to blow you away. Peters was about to release this cool thing called a Trilotron. It transmits 1 trillion bits of computer data per second. Okay, that's enough to carry 12 million telephone conversations over a single optical fiber.
Am I the only one getting goosebumps here?
And what about Norton? He just perfected a process of coating metals with artificial diamonds, making them virtually indestructible.
The police have called it open and shut. Freak coincidence.
So that's it? 2 corporate giants on the verge of changing their industries happen to die on the same day, in the same accident.
Jenny, we're gonna look into it.
Good.
Is it me?
Fire crew, please report to the kitchen.
Duke, take the Beast, check out what's left of those cars, see if police forensics missed anything.
Finally up today, we find out if we've made the A-list. These men promptly escaped prison and now are soldiers of fortune. If you can
Hello, A-Team reference.
If you can find them, you might be able to hire the A. I swear to God, as soon as I saw that title, as soon as I saw the title of this episode, the A-list,
yeah,
just the way that it was done, I was like, that is such an A-Team reference. As far as the plots goes, Trek and Erica impersonate a whiz-kid millionaire and his girlfriend to investigate the deaths of 2 technology tycoons. Erica, played by Kathy Tregeser, Trek, played by Nick Welcher, and of course Kyle is played by Brixton Carnes. This one was better than Magnificent, I'll say that.
I will say that. It was awesome. It was actually better. It had more of a keep your edge, keep you on your edge of your seat type feeling.
Yep.
The plot was well done. It wasn't boring.
No, it wasn't at all. It was very intriguing, and it had that, murder mystery kind of thing to it.
Right.
It had the standard mind control that, oh, hey, what's the guy's, it was Bowman, right? The old guy?
Yeah.
It was Bowman. Yeah. Bowman is the modern day version of Nordstrom with his little girlfriend there that he was going to kill. Think about it. Bowman is Nordstrom.
Oh!
The chick is Dr. Von Furst because she is the chick in this is doing mind control instead of physical stuff.
Yes!
That's it's so cool. Oh God!
Wow!
I can't be positive about this show. Oh boy! All right. Anything else on the plot?
No, not really. I mean, it was like I said, it was great. It was actually something you did not have to turn away from.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go, okay, I'm done with this plot. I want to see something else now.
Yep, exactly. All right, we're going to get to the scanners after this.
Do I stress you out? My sweater is on backwards and inside out, and you say, how appropriate. I don't want to dissect everything today. I don't mean to pick you apart, you see, but I can't help it. And there I go, jumping before the gunshot has gone off. Slapped me with the splintered ruler, and it would knock me to the floor if I wasn't there already. If only I could hunt the hunter. And all I really want is some patience.
All right.
You should know the Beast and I are talking.
Is this about Alanis Morissette?
No car. He's gonna tell me what music to play.
Erica, check. Find out if there's any other connection between these guys, if any one person might benefit from their death.
Turning these scanners on. Well, that was an interesting beginning and an awesome explosion. Because I wasn't sure what was going on with those two guys at first. I was like, okay, they're speeding down the highway, and then I saw it like a half frame before they collided. I'm like, oh no, they're gonna run into each other.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
It's a damn cool explosion.
It was the way they made that look, and it was, and that's what, it was that scene right there was like, okay, this is going to be a great episode. Let's see what happens from here. Let's see how far they take the plot. Do they keep the plot, exciting, suspenseful? Is it going to be a turnoff? Is it going to be one of those ones where it's way out in left field? They didn't do that with this plot. They kept it straight, simple, and actually, they kept it moving. There was an easy storyline to follow, a beginning and a middle and an end, and they did well with this one.
Oh yeah, very well. Okay, I'm going to say this, but I'm also going to say something immediately after it, so don't interrupt me.
All right.
I'll say this, that some of the TKR episodes aren't half bad. I choose to correct this statement in the future. As I mentioned earlier, Trek sounds and looks just like Christian Slater, even though I know he's related to the guy in any single way. I love the interaction between Duke and Beast. No car is going to tell me what music to play, and then later Beast is like, hey, you want to listen to some Alanis Morissette? Rosie O'Donnell? No, Rosie from the Jetsons. The bikes. I love the bickering between Cat and Plato, and
that's just too cute.
Yeah, that's
cute,
pretty
playful,
awesome.
and awesome, all at the same time.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to mention was this is our first hint at, not really hint, but first seeing that overall, and we'll see this throughout the entire rest of the series, that there is a person behind the curtain. Because at the very end we have this breathing apparatus and someone's watching them.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really
cool. That was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, like we said, great plot, great storyline. They kept it moving. I liked the bickering between the two bikes. That was just, it was very cool. Beast and Duke's interaction remind me of Kit and Michael in a lot of ways because, you know, it goes back to Night of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Duke is saying no car is going to tell me what music to listen to. Michael in the original shows like, don't make any suggestions. I'll choose my own.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, you know, it's this episode was awesome. It's great. I know that we're probably going to tear the rest of Team Knight Rider to shreds depending on the episodes. Depending on the episodes, we'll just, you know, we'll get to them when we get to them.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to get to the scanners off after this.
Dan Riley.
What did he invent?
Rosie.
O'Donnell?
No. Rosie the electronic maid from the Jetsons. Riley created a line of robots to replace factory workers.
We need to get someone over to Riley.
I took the liberty of sending Duke and the Beast.
How'd you get him to listen to you? Duke would never take orders from a car.
I just used Kyle's voice print. Duke thought he was talking to him.
Do you think the cars are getting a little too smart?
Turning the scanners off, I only have 2 notes, and they're both about Trek. I don't know if Trek, as a character, I'm not saying I have no idea what the actor is like in his real life, but just the character, I seriously doubt he would ever land Erica.
No.
Girlfriend.
No.
Oh man, that's so funny. And then, as I mentioned earlier, what kind of name is Trek for a child anyway? I just thought of that during this episode because this was, you know, essentially a Trek. It was mainly a Trek episode because it was dealing with the technology and all that stuff. Other than that, this episode was damn good.
It was awesome. It was great. Like I said, you did not have to get bored with it. You weren't bored with it. You were just like, you know what, this is cool. Let's watch the rest of it and see what happens. And it had a beginning, a middle, and an end, which was nice. You know, it
and an end that left you hanging.
Yeah,
like,
it was. Yeah. And the nice thing about the ending was that it wasn't one of these let down, suspenseful endings.
Yeah.
It was like it was one of those ones that kept you guessing.
Yeah, exactly. So. All right. Anything else you got to say about Scanners Off? Anything else that didn't really like about it, or no?
I think that's pretty much it. I agree with you, though. I don't think Trek could land Eric as a girlfriend.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna head to some ads where you will hear the Sky 106 ad with brand new Team Knight Rider music behind it. I know, Dion.
God, no! Did you really? Did you change it?
I will. Yes.
I gotta get you a better recording of the ad, though. Now that I'm on this one.
We'll be back after this.
Kid?
Yes?
Shut up.
50 years ago, a little old man brought his little blue box to a junkyard, and now Doctor Who is a cultural phenomena worldwide. Join the Geekcast Radio Network and Mark Who 42's Whoniverse as we review Doctor Who episodes past and present, discuss the Doctor's friends and enemies, see where the Doctor's been, where he is, and where he's going. Sit back and grab a jelly baby and join Mark Who 42's Whoniverse. It's the ride of this and every other lifetime.
Fantastic.
Allons-y.
Hey everyone, this is the Music Man 08, one of the co-hosts of Beyond the Night with TFG1 Mike. Would you like to hear variety? Would you like to hear it out of the clear blue sky? If you've said yes to both these questions, then head on over to www.sky106.net and why don't you check out the schedule to find out when your favorite DJs are on. You may also fill out an application, follow us on Twitter, send us feedback, and tune in with your media player of choice. You may also add us to Skype. That website again is www.sky106.net, where everything is out of the clear blue sky.
Hey, I'm Gary.
I'm Mike.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Justin.
Join the four of us every week on the internet's #1 and longest-running G.I. Joe podcast, What's on Joe Mind?
It's Joe news, reviews, and interviews like you've never heard them before, delivered right to your MP3 player.
Our guests include Jason Marsden, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Matt Yang King from G.I. Joe Renegades, Larry Hama, Robert Atkins, and John Barber from IDW Publishing, and many more from around the online Joe community.
Yeah, it's guys talking about Joe. Think of it as Joe Talk meets sports talk. And we make fun of Chuck.
Right, and hey, again?
Come on, Chuck. We're just kidding, kinda.
Sometimes Chuck makes fun of himself.
Right, and okay, seriously, this is just getting ridiculous now.
It's What's on Joe Mind, every week on the Geekcast Radio Network, InsidePulse.com, Stitcher Smart Radio, and iTunes. Download and listen today.
I suppose I still can't say something about Transformers, can I?
Good.
No.
What about sports?
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's all right.
Kid,
Yes, Michael.
just keep driving.
We are back, and we are going to rate these episodes. We are still going to use the kit car rating system, 0 to 5 kit cars. For Fallen Nation, what do you give it?
No kit cars.
Really?
Yes, I as much as I tried to give the episode a chance, I just couldn't see Kit coming down the stretch on this one. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but I mean, sure, we're still using kit cars as the rating system, but it's still a 0 to 5 rating. It's like 0 to 5 stars. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But I don't know. For Fallen Nation, for me, it at least gets a 3 out of 5, because I did like all the character interactions. I did like all the car interactions and all that stuff. So, and the background music and all that. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, so I don't know. Just maybe if I watched it again, maybe I might change my mind. But I don't know.
Yeah. What about the magnificent TKR?
I give it a 2.
I give it a 1.
Look at you.
Yeah. What about the A-list?
Now that I have to give a 5.
I do too.
I have to give that one a 5.
Yeah, it was damn awesome.
It was great. It was, like I said, we mentioned it before. Great beginning, great middle, great end. No subplot.
Yeah, no subplot
Thank
whatsoever.
God.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do actually have to give that one a 5.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Night. There are ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. Email us, feedback@geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter, @BeyondTheNight is the show Twitter. Mine is TFG and Mike. You can also follow @GeekCastRadio for all the other network updates. What is your Twitter?
My Twitter is TheMusicMan08.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastradio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Night and wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing 3 more episodes from Team Knight Rider, those being KRO, Inside Trader, and Choctaw L9. Boy, that sounds like a Tim McGraw song right there. Stupid Indian outlaws. Oh my God.
Dion the Music Man 08. Yes, I did go there. I don't care.
Even though they ignore him throughout the entire series, Kit closed the show.
The things I'm forced to put up with.